Shh. Hey, shh. 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 Good morning, everyone. We did hit that 25,000 level, I can see yesterday. So we did hit it. We did went up a bit. It was very choppy market. Oh, we didn't. We hit it this morning, the 25,000 level. So we would any trade you would have taken in the afternoon, even if it was a long from this 15 minute, would have been a profitable one. Not actually. Yeah, only like. If you were lucky, you could have gotten 1 hour out of it. Okay, today we just had news. Love to see us clean off this daily gap. It's still open. Let's give this a moment and see how we act off of it. So it did take a lot of buy side liquidity, or sell side liquidity right here. We came in that 4 hour for value gap again. This is like a decent drop we made again. I believe that we will finish off this gap and then continue higher. Give it a bit of time, see what the market wants to bring. So the first 15 minutes are all over. So let's take a look. We have about, again, a 58-point range. This is 2 days in a row that we have a rather big opening range. We already taken our previous day high, so the main idea that I have that we will go down a bit, take out this gap, and then continue higher. I'll give the market a few minutes to react and see how we move. I'm gonna jump in straight a trade out of open. I'm just behind the chart. I want to see how it moves actually. So we did have a down structure. We took out buy side liquidity, all of it, even till here. Yeah, let's give it a minute, see how the market moves. I'm not going to jump into anything right now. Morning Blake, morning Anthony, morning Berle, Nicolas, Pulmont. Yeah, if you did take that short, that's definitely a valid trade, but just because it was straight out of open, I'm just behind the chart. I want to be a bit more patient. I like to see the movement before I start taking a trade. But if we zoom out a bit, We saw here in the 15 minutes, of course, that we had to change the structure to the downside. We did not have any retest yet of this. Again, once we took out the lows, we had the same. So this could be the retest for the continuation to the downside. If you have orb to the downside, main idea is that we fill up this daily gap. So that's about a 170 point drop, so that's definitely a nice momentum. So 2 minutes till that close. Let's see if we get a breach immediately. Shorting would definitely be in the chart right now. We just had a break of structure to the downside. We had a retest of this move down, so it's definitely possible that we fall further now. So this is also for crypto special day. I don't want to see us coming back above to that 4 or 5%, otherwise I'm selling everything again that I recently bought. Here I want to see a continuation to the downside. No close yet. We'll probably get another 5 minutes. I'm gonna take myself a drink. I'll be right back. How is everybody doing this morning? Let's hope we have a nice displacement today, or continuation to the up or the downside, which way, doesn't matter, as long as we have a nice continuation. So all my crypto picks that I took last week or Sunday are at, I will sell them again if they come back to my entry or just above my entry actually. But you all know. Just want to be sure that the market does continue up. Because of last sessions, or actually all the rest of the previous runs, this was actually the end of the run right now at this period of time, so be aware of it. This is actually the first time that the 4-year cycle did not work, and actually that was the same as on the halving too. The halving did actually nothing this time. There's also a bit in switch in who's buying this at this point too. More institutionals are coming in, so more money is coming in, a lot more money. Morning Hugo, morning Emily. Also saying hello again. He is the most singing dog that I ever had. He does keep a smile on your face every morning, so that's the good thing about his dogs. They're always happy, no matter what. And as long as you treat them right, they're always there for you too. My friend. Hey, hey, Dad. Sit. Sit. Play. Hey. I can't focus like this. Okay. Oh, that was enough. Warners about the market. the only thing that we can do is be patient at this point. We do want to see a clear direction, of course. We're taking out most sell side liquidity, so the only thing that we can still do if we go lower is actually go to that daily gap. That's the weekly gap. That's the only thing that I actually can see that if we go down. On the upside, we have a lot of nice movement that we can take. So again, for anybody that's in crypto, this today and tomorrow is actually a very special day for us to see how we act off that USDT dominance daily gap. If this one holds and we go down, and USDT dominance goes down to like less than 5% and keeps falling further down, that's a very good sign for crypto that we continue. Be aware of it, just that normally the end of the cyclus ends by the end of the month. So it's just possible that it just ended 10 days earlier. Because the first cycle I was in, it was December, the second one was November, so it could be that it's just another 30 days earlier. Make sure if you are trading leverage on crypto that your stops are way above your entry or very tight to your entry, because off of this huge dump that we had, you have to be aware that your stops would never get triggered. So say, I'll go to this chart for a second. I still got 5 minutes left anyway, so. My crypto is already going down a bit, so very normal. Look, when this happened Friday, say that you were just already in a trade for a while, that you longed from this area, that your stop was just below it, and that you actually were aiming for all-time high. Once this fall through and it didn't stop at all, your stop will never get triggered here. It will get triggered somewhere. Actually at that week. When this falls, your stop will definitely get triggered way few points lower. So always keep that in mind if you're trading leverage, that you have enough capital, or that you actually never put cross inside, that you only give the amount of a trade that you want to give to it, that you don't give anything extra. So never put cross on your account, always put isolated. Isolated means that you can only give the amount that you put into that trade itself. So they cannot take the rest of your own capital of the full account. Some people trade cross, so that means that they can actually take the full account if the market starts to dump. So just be aware of that you always take isolated trades, especially now. There will be a big opportunity coming. Remember it in two ways. We short and long the market, so if it's shorting, we can also short the market, of course. So we can make money on both sides. So 2 more minutes. If we get this close now to the downside, that would be nice to see. So I shared in the Discord a few PDFs extra about the lessons, so that you can actually have a hand-on lesson with you, with some info on it. I've done 1 to 5 is in Discord already. 6 is made this morning, and probably I'll do the other 3 today. But it depends on how much focus I have on the computer. I need to finish off 3 more lessons, and from next week I will reopen the bootcamp again, or the sales page will be up so that you can actually go and join it. Will be limited access, so I can give my time for everybody. And then the live sessions will probably all move to Discord. So another 5 minutes before we have that close to the downside. This looks like it does want to continue lower. Let's hope it stays around here a bit before it falls continuously. We do want to take a look if we fall down, how we act of this daily gap too. If we close below 24,153, that would be indicating that we are going. Yeah, we can still fall a lot lower than that. Did anybody take the 15-minute short when we came in? This would be TP1 if you did. I was just behind the charts, I didn't see it, so I saw the movement, but it took me a while before I saw what the market actually wants to do. This is why I actually don't like to trade directly when I start the session. I want to see how the candles move. But that's again not the most favorable stop that we have. If you're new to this continuation trade, my first TP is always where we moved from. So this was the break of structure to the downside, this was the retest, and my first TP is always where the last candle, once we had a retracement, the candle of the retracement, the first one, or the lowest candle actually of this one, but the body should always be the same. The wick is not always touched if the market decides to continue higher. The bodies are 90% touched if the market continues in the direction where we are trading. Even if it wants to go the other direction, it comes back a lot of times to that candle body and then continues. If you had to take this short from here, that would have been not actually a valid trade. 0.46, that would not even be. 44 seconds until that close. So that would be a short for Inicia. Or anyway, that's space pre-up. We should go down from here. Probably go up a bit, back to the warp and then go down. If you didn't enter immediately, this would be actually the Orpus range. We could trade off. We have a 5 minute just above 2. Target is still a daily gap. That's the only reason why I want to see it go down, to clean off this gap. If the market decides not to do this, the up movement is actually 200 points that we can go up. So even if this one does not play out correctly, you can just change hands and continue higher, of course. But it's not the smallest stop that we have. This is like a stop for NY, 70 points. So back to entry, and now let's see if we fall continuously. This would be a great area. Okay, so initial stop is just at that wicks high right here. Now the market does need to go down straight away of this gap. So the next 20 seconds I want to see us fall again down. So this was that 5-minute gap that we had. Here we need, in this next 30 seconds, this candle needs to shrink back down. If it continues and it stays in this gap, that doesn't look good for the trade. We've still got 8 minutes in this 15-minute candle to see what it brings. If this one continues to fall further down, like I said, daily gap, if the market has enough liquidity and wants to move to the upside, we have a huge momentum to the upside. By the way, read your trade plan if you didn't read it today yet. So important. If you're in a trade with Anisha, just be patient, let the trade play out. Remember, it's just a trade. So the next 5 minutes will definitely show us something if we want to continue lower, yes or no. For me it still feels like we want to. We just came in for value gap and now we just sit here. Not the strongest market, but still the major trend at this point where we came from was down. So here we want to see the markets continue to fall further down. So we came, we closed, we touched the 5 minute gap, what could indicate that we could continue to the downside. So we didn't reach the highs. So here in the next 3 minutes I would prefer that we continue lower. That would indicate that we actually fall further down. This is not the most favorable action, price action of course, just been 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 minutes. So here the last 2 minutes of that 15 minutes, you can see then how we will act. Always be relaxed when you're in a trade. Don't let anything distract you. That's 2 minutes still open too, so if we're lucky, open will push us a bit down. We shouldn't come back up, so that's the good thing about now, because we actually already went inside, we took that 5 minutes, so open shouldn't come back to our entry now, because we closed all the fair value gaps already, so that's great to see straight before open. So if open decides to continue to that gap, we actually have a chance to have a 200 point drop instantly. But the next 40 seconds, I would prefer to see it fall again, at least to this. Yeah, to this candle's low, this 15 minute when it closes. That's about 30 seconds from now. And then we will see that last dump. Yeah, this is a 140 point drop that we can have, so that would be a nice trade. 14 seconds for open. Here's open. A bit undecided. The first few minutes, the first minute. Stopped. What is the 30-day earlier? I didn't hear it. I have my stop placed at 24,731. Yeah, this high, you have your stop, right? Yeah, that's the same high what that Initial has. The market should continue right now. If the market comes clean this wick out, you can actually put your stop then to 20, just under halfway. So back at entry, here we want to see actually that fall. What we don't want to see is once this sweeps the slow that we continue immediately to the other side again. Here we want to see a strong push. Even if we take this low, we want to see that push. I want to see it hit this gap and then we can change. This is also a previous day high, a previous day low, by the way. Remember that nobody trades this except of us pre-orb. So this is why. In the next few minutes I want to see it continue to fall. We swept all the liquidity right here again, and this is something I don't want to see. We can close off this candle, of course. We can touch them, and then this should fall further down. They don't need to leave with a value gap, so wicks touching each other is very normal for a candle. For the next 9 minutes, I prefer to see it continue to downside. But this looks like a nice structured move to the downside. I would be patient until move is ill. If you don't feel comfortable, you can take a contract off. It's in profit. But I would be patient. I would love to see it hit this low at least. I want to see it take all the liquidity. So this is all the liquidity now. It's been taken. Look, see, this is what happens once liquidity doesn't hold anything. We just see and it falls. So now I do want to see that. I don't want to see it come back now. So now it needs to fall further immediately. So this is where the market should not have any resistance. We are in a fair value gap. There are a lot of orders in here, so I don't want to see any kind of stalling right now. I do want to see that continuation to the downside. If we come back up to like our entry, I would even close the trade. We do have a small fair value gap up here, so I don't want to see us come back to 24,709 or something like that. That would be way too high. Even this wick would be okay for me. Or 24,700 level. I wouldn't want to see it come back to that high. The reason why is this is the last fair value gap that we have, and that would be a tap, that would be a protected wick, so we shouldn't come back. Otherwise, there are so many. Otherwise, that means that there are so many orders in here that pushes the market up straight off of it. We did take out all lows. We took out session lows. We took out buy side liquidity, so we're taking out all the liquidity that's possible. Now, if the market wants to continue, this is the only, it should do it straight away. Okay, yeah, it can hold of course for a few minutes, but that would have been almost 1 hour. Give it time to develop. That's another 5 minutes in this 15-minute candle. Always be patient until the candle closes, until you do something, because we now tapped up, but in the next 40 seconds this can just easily be back down here. So if we zoom in, we can see we took a value gap, so I want to see it fall again here. Otherwise this would look like a reversal pattern right here. If we touch this high, that wouldn't look good. For the rest, this looks still downward structure. Go back to entry right now. So we had that 5 minute gap right here. So if we tap this, I want to see a huge drop again. If we don't drop, that's not the best option for the trade. Two more minutes in this 15 minutes, so just be patient. You're in it anyways. So this is that tab. Now I want to see that continuation to the downside. Otherwise we are not at the right hand at this point. We're actually very close to previous day low, so I was expecting us to take out previous day low. Did ES take it out? Yeah, so ES took out previous day low and touched. Look, ES perfectly tapped. And why did not? ES did look a lot cleaner actually. So this was what I was expecting, that we actually would take out previous day low, hit it and then continue up. And Q missed it by 80 points. So we're back in our range. Yeah, stop was moved to 24,712. So the next 20 seconds doesn't drop, I would take a contract off right here. We already reduced a bit of the contract half points, so we were about 50 points and we only are at 33 right now, so we already reduced. It doesn't look very promising. Bit choppy, but looks like it wants to go higher again. ES took the low, which I actually was expecting for us to happen too. But this is something, look, you can see where the market is drawn to. If the market decides not to do it, we can do nothing about this. I can recharge very clear. I was definitely expecting us to take that previous day low and go to that point. ES did it. Clean movement. and then Q just didn't want to do it. So nothing to talk about. So this is something you just have to be okay with in trading too. If the market shows you a direction that it wants to go and then stops just like a few points above it and changes hand, this is something we cannot predict. And this is why you have to be okay giving something to the market too. So that's the stop. If you were trading it yesterday, that would have been a perfect good trade. I'm still being patient. Not much to do. Actually, no for value gaps yet. We just took Sell side liquidity, and we're just sitting here at this point. Will be at least 10 o'clock before I see any movement that I can take. I will not touch the market right now until I see actually a clear direction where the market wants to go to. We've been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is a 7-15 minute candle. Have we hardly moved? So as a trader, we know if we trade intraday, there are days that we will not trade. We'll have to have a lot of patience until actually we see a direction that the candle wants to take or give us. So again, for all new traders, we are not here to predict the market. We're here just to sit, be patient. The market will show its hand, and then we can follow along. It looks like if this 15-minute closes like this, we'll have to be patient for another half hour at least before I get any entry points. So what did you say about crypto and the... Oh, crypto today will be a special moment that we can see what the market will give us. I said that all my entries that I gave on Discord, that they are at just above my entry, are my stops. So if it comes back, I'm exiting those entries. And I would not trade any futures right now. Market is a bit unstable. Oh, this is gonna be... Yeah, Anthony, the only 50-minute I could have taken was actually right here on this one to the downside at this point, but not actually a favorable trade because my stop should be up here, and all the way back to the downside was only like 0.4, so not actually a trade that we can take. We need a bit more R to be able to accumulate before we can take a trade, of course. I need at least a 2-3 R before I take the trades. If I got an R straight from here to there, or 1.2 or almost a 2 R, I'm happy for that trade. Well, yesterday there weren't many opportunities actually. This was one that we could have taken. Well, it was not on, that was 8 o'clock again, straight off of 8 o'clock. So 10 seconds. If you're allowed to take the second orb to the upside, so this was back exactly orb to the upside. Oh, damn.
die... Niet van de zaaier, die andere.
Oh, van de laag. Ik heb het al opgeschat van de zaaier. Is het oké?
Ja.
Met de virke zei van pak met die. Ik heb die pakt, de zaaier. Met de virke dat zei. What a lovely price action again that we have here today. So I still have no continuation treatment at this point. We are still at that same we're actually exactly at the same range where we started. I did analyze the orbit. Not too much to say. Orb doesn't seem to care about anything. If it wants to give money, it will do it or not. Or plays out good sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. That's something we cannot predict before the market actually shows us what it wants to do. So same here, if the market now continues to fall to the downside, there is less that the market wants to show. We've just been sitting here for the last hour and a half, so this is not a favorable price action to trade orb. You need continuation, so once we were here, this would have been a nice price action, but that was Asia again. So Asia had a very nice trading day again, one stream down. Again, 300 points, so Asia had 2 days already, very nice price action. Price up and a price down, so we cannot predict which one has the best price action. We just need to follow the market and keep to the plan. The market always does what it wants to do. The market is fully manipulated all the time. We are not the ones that push the market, we're just here to follow the big money stream, that's all. We cannot say that the market will do this or do that. We're just here to be patient until it shows me what it wants to do, and then we can do it. If you were there are people even trading this. Look, this is just chopped again, guys. Same in the 15-minute. We didn't have non-15-minute gaps in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. So this is chopped just as much as we see this. There are no gaps, so there is no indication where the market wants to go to. And then as trader, we can do only one thing. Keep your hands off and be patient until the market does show you what it wants to do. We don't have a crystal ball that says the market will do this today. That would be amazing. If you have that one, give it me. But for the rest, we just can be patient. It will show you what it wants to do sooner or later. You don't need to be sitting here behind the screen all the time too. Like I said before, take a book, read something, listen to a good audio book. Doesn't matter. If you have questions, just send them. I'll answer them. But for the rest, just do something different. It's okay. Because if you watch that PNL go up and down constantly, go watch TradingView instead of your TopStep account or any account of bulenox, or doesn't matter which one you have. Go watch the other one. Go watch TradingView. Or watch the screen of mine, it's not on it. It's better for the mindset.
Misschien nog niet deze prijs erop zetten.
Look, that was a huge dump. Look, nothing indicated that this would happen. Or immediately to the downside. Look at this. Where did it came from? That was like a half a minute candle.
Ik zie dat net op een moment.
Zie je wel?
Ik zie net op een moment iets.
This came out of nowhere. This was a 90-point candle, guys. So these are things we cannot predict. This is just, like I said, markets can be manipulated. This is just pure manipulation. That was a 90-point drop in less than a minute. And not even news. There is no news. This is why the market does what it does. It just takes and gives. Strange market today. Yeah, if you left your stop, Blake, congratulations, man. You just took a profit. I hope you took a profit on a minute candle to the downside. So I still want to see you hit the opening gap. That would still be the idea. So this is actually a good trade to observe. So I'll go over. We were in here in the morning session. So this was pre-orb. If you didn't remember, maybe read the documents again. So this was still for value gap that was open once this was breached, so you could have left stops where they were. So re-examining what we could have done better in this trade. So this was actually the trade how we started it. And in the documents it says the first hour and a half we do not move our stops, at least. It would have been a play out today. We just could have moved up as easily. The market here just sitting here and chopping around. So this is not a favorable tradable market. Nonetheless, it would have played out. Just be having patience. And this also helps by not watching candles at that point, because this came like 2 points from the stop and then it flushed straight to... You could have taken at least maybe 1 hour out of it directly. So if you didn't watch this chart and you didn't see anything and just left your stop, your TP where it was, and closed the book, and I said it at 1 hour, a bit of profit, you would have been a profit instead of a not profitable trade. Can we predict these things? No, we cannot. This is what the market does. It sometimes makes such a strange move. We cannot say as trader, oh shit, this strategy didn't work. No, it's just we have to follow the stream and be patient. Look, I'm sitting here now 1 hour and 46 minutes and still didn't have any trade setups yet. I didn't have to take anything. There's nothing here for me to take. And I'm still sitting here. Anybody that plays Orb actually has an entry model straight out of the moment that we are here. But for me, I'm doing the continuation movement still. And I'm still being patient. Look, if this candle now closes again to that previous one, I still don't have an entry point. So that means I will have to be patient again for the next half hour. Trading is being more patient than actually trading itself. So same, that 1 minute candle that actually flushed, that was actually a 90-point candle drop, guys. This is something you don't see every day. It looks like I will not have an entry model in the morning session. And I actually don't see any point where I can take a trade from too. If I would see something, I can say, okay, let's long from there or short from here, but I actually don't see any. And then I'm very okay with it not trading. Also be okay with that. That's also a profitable trading day if you didn't take a trade. You didn't give anything to the market, you didn't gain anything, that's okay. Until the market shows again where we can take an entry that's very clear. It looks like I will not have a trade today, that's okay. I'll be patient. If I see any trades coming up, I'll share it in Discord, of course. You already know all of me that I stop at 10 o'clock. And this is not a price action where I'm going to be sitting around and be patient for. I will be patient for the afternoon, but we'll see what happens. This can easily still go to that. If you're still in the hour range, I would say TP is that daily gap still. That's my main idea that I want to see the market go to. You can take it anywhere in that daily gap. I was expecting this, but look, this was a bit of a boring morning session. But can happen, that's trading. We do a day job every day, so we only sit here for 2 hours and make more money than you actually do on an 8-hour job. So I wish you all a great trading session for the rest of the morning session. We're still at the same range where we started, so nothing special happened. Looks like will hit that TP that I was expecting to be hit. Once we get there, I will take full profit. I will not take anything further than that. Looks like it will go that direction at this point. Enjoy the rest of the trading session.